arrives in the Bronx, looking to gain ground in the wild card race. For the Rays, right-hander Jake Odorizzi goes to the hill, opposed by Yankees top prospect, rookie hurler Luis Severino. Game 1 of a 3-game set coming up on Sun Sports next. Tonight, this is stop 2 on a 3-city road trip as we welcome you to the Bronx in New York. Game 1 of this 3-game series between the Rays and the New York Yankees. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to an evening of Rays baseball with Brian Anderson. Dwayne Stats, great to have you aboard. Well, the Rays winning 2 out of 3 in Baltimore, and BA, the offense has been rejuvenated since the 1st of August. And in Baltimore, it was led by, among others, Logan Forsythe.
And for Logan Forsythe, it's all about the trust that he has in his hands. I mean, we talk about how quick they are when he swings the bat, but his trust in those hands have led him to numbers like this. That is not a typo. I mean, he was 9 out of 10, 3 hits in all 3 games, 5 went for extra bases, walked a couple of times, so on base 11 out of 12. But the trust in his hands allows him to let that ball travel. It allows him to see the ball for a long time, to recognize it, and then to turn it loose. And he's done that as well as anybody in the game right now.
The Rays had 19 extra base hits in that series. He had 5 of them. The New York Yankees perched atop the wild card race. They're 4 up on the second wild card team, Texas. And one of the reasons they're so optimistic and looking toward the postseason is the young man pitching tonight, Luis Severino.
Well, their top prospect, they summoned him on August the 5th, and he has not disappointed. This is not a very big guy, but his stuff plays big. He's got a fastball that's going to consistently sit in the mid-90s. He'll climb a little bit above that from time to time. A very good changeup, same arm speed, same arm slot, and a slider that when that pitch is on, it is truly a wipeout slider. The Rays definitely have a challenge out in front of them. It will not be easy, but like you said, they're swinging the bats better. Let's get it on.
Severino coming off a win over Atlanta. 6 innings. He's given them 6 innings in each of his last 4 starts. And Jake Odorizzi coming off that loss. He failed to go 5 against Kansas City, giving up 4 runs on 7 hits. He'd like to square things away tonight against this New York Yankee ball club. Rays and the Yankees. First pitch just moments away. Rays baseball tonight from Yankee Stadium. 81 degrees here to start this game. Rays on the year 5-8 against New York. They'll have these 3 against the Yankees. And then in one of the 2 remaining homestands, the Yankees will be at Tropicana Field for 3. Take a look at the lineups presented by your Southern Ford dealers. Grady Sizemore is going to lead it off in left, followed by Daniel Nava. Evan Longoria at third base, hitting third. Cleanup man, the designated hitter, John Jaso. Logan Forsythe is at second. The shortstop is Jubal Cabrera. James Loney bats 7th. He'll play first. Hitting in front of center fielder Kevin Kiermaier. And J.P. Arancibia, who's been red hot with the bat, gets another start, and he'll do the catching.
Well, they'll be going up against right-hander Luis Severino, making his 6th start here for the Yankees. It was his work at AAA Scranton where he went 7-0 with a 1.91 that got him called up, and he really has not missed a beat. As you see, the numbers down. Innings 29, strikeouts 29. He's got a big fastball, a slider, and a changeup, and he is not afraid of the big stage. Now let's take a look at that Yankee defense and see how that's going to line up behind him. Brought to you by BMW. In the outfield, left to right, we have Brett Gardner, Jacoby Ellsbury, and Carlos Beltran. Across the infield, third to first, Chase Headley, Didi Gregorius, Stephen Drew, and Greg Bird with Brian McCann behind the plate.
Rays winning 2 out of 3 in Baltimore. And they're down to a point where every game counts. And really you get into a point, BA, where almost every inning and every pitch counts if the Rays are to make up the ground they need to make up.
And I think that you will see Kevin Cash handle this team that way. These games will be treated much like a playoff game would. There's not a whole lot of time to waste.
So keep an eye on that bullpen early. All set to play ball. And the first pitch presented by Pinchabene, drilled into right, and a line drive caught by Beltran out there.
You know, how many times have we seen this? The Rays, when they face these starters that have big-time stuff, they come out in attack mode. They know that Luis Severino is going to want to establish that fastball, so attack it early.
Reminds you of the Kansas City lineup.
Yeah.
That's exactly what the Royals have been doing all year. It seems in every facet of the game, at least when the Rays play them. And so here's Daniel Nava facing this 21-year-old right-hander. Nava hitting 186, 231 in a Rays uniform. One ball, no strikes. And a look at this one down. The veteran crew chief Joe West is calling the balls and strikes here tonight. DJ Rayburn first, Ben May second, and Rob Drake at third. There's a strike, now 2-1.
So you know there'll be no nonsense. There won't be much arguing. You won't be in there long enough for that.
Yeah, no nonsense tolerated by Mr. West. Liner into right. That's going to be in there. Headed toward the wall. Nava heads to second, and he's in there with a double. Well, 2-base hit, and the Rays have a man in scoring position.
Attack the fastball. Here's another one left out over the plate. The first mistake of this at-bat, and Nava's all over it. 2 ropes out into right field by the Rays' first 2 hitters. That will be the story of the night.
And now Evan Longoria. Evan coming off a good series in Baltimore, and he likes to swing the bat here in the new Yankee Stadium. Tapper foul, that's a strike.
Well, Evan's another one of those guys that he loves the limelight. He loves the big stage, the big games. obviously anytime you play in New York, it's big.
Well, you see those numbers there, 13 home runs. He's second only to Jose Bautista in visiting players hitting home runs here. And he tops the list in runs batted in with 40. Toward the middle and shaded that way is Drew. Nava goes to third, 2 outs.
And you really couldn't pick that up on TV, but that ball was cued. That was right off the end of the bat for Longoria. So Stephen Drew, you've got to watch that ball all the way in because of the English that was on it. I'll tell you, he's another Yankee that has been playing very, very well recently.
Yeah, when we get into their lineups, they have guys swinging the bats now that weren't the last time these two teams got together. Now John Jaso, chopper to third. Headley's throw is in time, and the Rays leave a man. We go to the bottom of the first, no score. On to the bottom of the first inning here in New York. Let's take a look at the Yankees starting lineup presented by your Southern Ford dealers. Jacoby Ellsbury leads it off, then Brett Gardner and Carlos Beltran. That's Brian McCann hitting cleanup in front of the DH Alex Rodriguez. At first base, Greg Bird hitting sixth. Chase Headley, Didi Gregorius, and Stephen Drew, the 7, 8, and 9 hitters.
Well, and Jake Odorizzi will be looking to regain the form that he had on the Rays' last road trip, where in stops in Houston and Oakland, he gave up 3 earned runs in 12 innings of work, and looking for that 7th win. It has been a while, but Jake Odorizzi also doesn't get many runs scored for him.
Jacoby Ellsbury stepping in and taking a cut at a fastball, strike one. Ellsbury at 272. And another strike, so 2 quick ones here. 2 fastballs, 2 strikes.
Now that really is the key to Odorizzi's success this year. He's been much more efficient in going right after hitters.
Fouled away.
Just a glimpse right there of what Odorizzi will try to do to this lineup. Work the ball around the zone, both sides of the plate, up and down, and then some.
And up again, and he fouls it back, Ellsbury.
Well, and once he gets you up there, then especially when he's ahead in the count like this, he can continue to climb. Or because he's changed your eye level for a couple pitches, he can go to that split change up below the zone and try to get you to chase down. So a number of different ways for Jake to try to retire you.
And this one down. 1-2 so he decided to give him a different look.
And again, you could come right back with that pitch. You could go back to fastball up. You force a hitter to defend the whole strike zone, and then a little above and a little below.
Ground ball towards short for Cabrera. A quick pick and throw to first. And Ellsbury's out of there.
Well, let's go ahead and set that Rays defense for you here tonight. It'll be brought to you by BMW. In the outfield, left to right, we have Sizemore, Kiermaier, and Nava. And across that infield, third to first, Longoria, Cabrera, Forsythe, and Loney. JP Arencibia got to get that stick into the lineup. He's going to be back behind the plate.
Here's Brett Gardner. Gardner at 273 with 13 home runs, and he misses a fastball. It's lifted out of play. 0-2. The Yankees have been a very effective first inning team. They score a lot of their runs in the first. So far, they've scored 109 runs this year in the first inning. Of a total team number of 646. Toward the line and left, and Sizemore's there for this one. 2 gone.
And it seems like recently on their last road trip, they had a 6-game road trip. It seems like they've been scoring in the first, the second, the third, the fourth. I mean, this team's been scoring a ton. Well, there it is. Those are the 9.5 runs per.
I know. The Toyota trend is a trend and then some over 6 games. How did they lose a game averaging 9.5 runs a game? Carlos Beltran takes the pitch too low. Beltran has gotten healthy and with that effective. Beltran, the switch hitting outfielder, now 38 years old, and he sends one to right center. Kiermaier's there to make the catch. A 1-2-3 first, on to the second, no score. Every Friday is Flashback Friday Day, brought to you by Jeep. Submit the best vintage photo of yourself by using the hashtag FlashbackRays. We'll select the best photo and feature it in the post-game show. Logan Forsythe. Hard to think you could be much hotter than he is right now. His average up to 291. And he takes the first pitch at 95 for a strike.
It's been remarkable, the run that Logan has been on. It wasn't just one big game. I mean, it was 3 hits in each one of those games in Baltimore.
Ground ball right side. He's on base again. Past the diving bird. And Forsythe has a base hit. How about that? He has reached base in 14 of his last 16 plate appearances.
And look at the defense. The defense on the left side, the pitch is going to be away. And look at Logan. Just take it that way. And that's what he's been doing, trusting those hands and letting that ball travel. He knows how he's being defensed, let the ball get into the zone, and then just poke it the other way. That's how good he's been.
Here's Asdrubal Cabrera. 1-0. So 9 of 10 in the Baltimore series. He takes a day off and picks up a base hit in his first at bat tonight.
Did he take a day off? I read somewhere where Kevin Cash, they were searching for a backyard pickup type game to get him into.
Yeah, just to keep him hot.
Just to keep him hot. So if he did get into one of those games, probably went 4 for 4 there.
I mean, what a run.
I wonder what that's like. Like, because that's not even something you do in high school. You know, you don't hit like 940.
So he's 10 for his last 11 right now.
Right. That's like, that's like 940. Whatever. It's ridiculous. And with a couple of walks.
Yeah. Well, that's where that plate appearance, reaching 14 out of 16 plate appearances.
Just hit him. Just hit him in the thigh. He's getting on anyway. Don't waste the pitches.
He's on the move, cut and a miss by Cabrera, and Forsythe is out at second base.
We'll see if Kevin Cash steps out. That was close. Brian McCann catch and throw. I saw Tom Foley peel off. He's usually one that goes to the phone, but there he goes. Brian McCann up. That throw right on the money, and Gregorius quick with the tag.
Cabrera bounces this one foul. It's still 2-2. So Forsythe caught stealing. CC Sabathia, he did some throwing today.
You wonder, too, if that was a hit-and-run type situation. That was the first stolen base attempted on Severino. I know this is only his 6th start, but not one attempt. You wouldn't think that Logan Forsythe would be the guy to take that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd have to think hit and run first.
Unless Kevin Cash is like, this guy can do no wrong. He'll make it.
Count still 2 balls, 2 strikes. Cabrera hitting .258 now with 10 home runs. That's James Loney on deck. High fly ball, pretty well hit. Ellsbury back to the track. He's got room. Had about 2 or 3 big steps before getting to the wall. And Cabrera is out number 2.
You need to pull it just a little bit more. It plays shallow to direct right field. Once you get out into right center, you can see out to 385, eventually out to 408. It gets a little bit bigger out there.
Now James Loney. This has been a good venue for Loney, the new Yankee Stadium. And there's a base hit. He comes in hitting over 400 here. And now he has a hit on the first pitch he sees.
I mean, how many times do you see it? First pitch fastball. I'm telling you, these stuff guys, the Rays attack early. The first heater that they see, they are going after it, and Loney ropes that one out into right field. Now, left-handed hitters, you would think with that changeup, Severino have a lot of success, but you're trying to establish that fastball early, and they're making him pay with some hard hit balls.
Kevin Kiermaier. That's a strike. So the slider in there to start him. So a little different look on the first pitch.
Brian McCann's been there, done that. And so I think he may even be recognizing.
1-1.
This is your 8-hole hitter. Backdoor slider changeup. Trying to give these guys a different look because the fastball, they're taking the big pass.
And he stays with the off-speed stuff, a slider. It's 2-1.
This is the Barry Bonds sequence. Everything away, everything soft. Trying to make that early adjustment. Look, they're going to go back with another backdoor breaking ball. How about that?
And he misses up with that. 3-1. Well, he's had to alter his pattern a bit. The Rays have been on the fastball.
And he may trick himself into a walk here. Or now it's 3-1. What are you going to do now? Are you going to come with a 3-1 changeup? I doubt it.
Yeah, that's not what he does. But
here comes your 3-1 heat ball.
There you go.
Oof.
And it's fouled back.
So you choose to not go with it early. I get that. You're trying to establish a different pattern. But then you stay away from it so long that now you come with it in a dead hitter's count. Sometimes the corner that you back yourself into.
3-2, 2 outs, a man on. And he walks him. That's exactly what you were talking about.
Tried to come with the backdoor breaking ball again. 3-2. That's not a pitch that he often goes with. And so he missed with a couple of them. Ends up getting a little bit too tricky.
And facing a guy who's swinging a hot bat as well. JP Arencibia getting another start because of those numbers right there.
Was homered in his last 2 games that he's played in. And of course had that big night, the 6 runs driven in.
Got a home run and a double in the game Wednesday. And he takes a strike. And again staying away from the fastball against Arencibia.
And you can see why that slider can be inconsistent because it looks like Severino's got different mechanics for that pitch, whether he's throwing it away to the righty or trying to backdoor it to the lefty.
0-2.
Much more comfortable throwing that pitch away from a right-handed hitter. And that's probably normal.
Right-handed hitters batting 156 off him coming into this game through his first 5 big league games. And then the fastball, and he strikes out Arencibia, leaving 2 men on base. Bottom of the second coming up, scoreless. a sports fan, you got to get DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV. Brian McCann will open the bottom half of the second inning for New York. We are scoreless. McCann, Rodriguez, and Bird due up against Jake Odorizzi. And the GMC big matchup, McCann, 10 of 16 in his career with 3 doubles, a triple, and 2 home runs off Jake Odorizzi. So a major challenge here for the Rays right-hander. Starts him away. 1 ball, no strikes.
Well, Jake Odorizzi has said, his numbers against the Yankees here at the stadium have not been very good. And so he said that he will be giving these hitters new looks here tonight. This is the one you want to start with.
It's 1-1. Yeah, if you can start to have success against him, then that's number one, a confidence builder against a lineup that has been very effective recently. And they've gotten a lot of production from the bottom part of their lineup as well.
I think 6, 7, 8, and 9 in their last game all homered. I mean, when you're getting that, forget just hits, but they're going out of the yard.
In, off the plate, 2-1. Alex Rodriguez due next, the DH. And McCann is up in the count, 3-1. That is a called strike. The count is full. Down and in, he missed. So he walks Brian McCann.
You remember earlier in the season, Jake Odorizzi, a lot of cutters. Well, he's really taken that cutter and turned it into a slider. And we saw that in his last start. And I think that's why he went with that pitch there to McCann, something he's not really looking for or hasn't seen a whole lot of, just didn't execute.
There's Alex Rodriguez. 26 home runs for the Yankee DH. Fly ball into left. Sidemore's going to go back, and he's out of room. 2-run shot for Rodriguez. 2-0 New York.
Got a hanger. That ball really didn't have a lot of life to it, just kind of spinning, staying out over the plate. And he's able to get full extension. When he does that, that ball has a tendency to go.
So on the blast by Rodriguez, it's a 2-0 game. Rick Bird, the first baseman, young man out of Memphis, Tennessee. 1-0 the count. 1-1. He has 3 home runs in the 18 games he's played. Two and one. Two and two. Bird has spent a good part of the year at Double-A Trenton and Triple-A Scranton. Another 2-2 pitch to be made.
The Yankees doing things a little bit differently than we're used to. You know, they don't make the big splash trade at the trade deadline. They bring up Greg Bird. They bring up Luis Severino, some of their top prospects that they held on to.
Well, Jake is full up to Bird, 3-2. Joe Girardi in his 8th season as the manager here. And a cut and a miss. Bird out on strikes, the first strikeout.
Good off-speed pitch there by Odorizzi. You're going to see there's the changeup. Started at the knees, fading action away, just off the plate. But the swing has been committed to early.
Well, Chase Headley. There's a first pitch strike.
Well, Jake doesn't go to the curveball often, but when he does, this is typically the spot. Early in a count, try to get ahead 0-1.
A 1-1 count. The home run by Rodriguez, the 11th given up by Odorizzi this year. And 10 of the 11 have been to right-handed hitters. We'll even the count. And a full count again. It's the third full count in this inning. Didi Gregorius is the on-deck man. Cut and a miss. Headley is out on strikes. Back-to-back strikeouts following the Rodriguez home run.
A couple of foul balls and then an elevated fastball. In that area, you can see the swing of Headley. That looks like it's a pitch that's going to give him trouble, and you can bet the next time Odorizzi sees him, he will try to exploit that same area. Inner half, middle of the plate, above the hands.
Didi Gregorius has certainly picked up his game. The pitch is a strike. Now hitting .272 for the year and over .350 for about the last 40 games now. Gregorius behind Odorizzi. Those never stop improving, and here is that breakout. April through June, a struggle. Not since then.
And he's picked it up out in the field on the base paths. You remember the errors that he was making earlier in the year, base running blunders. He's turned it all around.
Gregorius out on strikes, so 3 strikeouts following the 2-run home run. 2-0 New York. Third, the most popular way to follow the Rays push to the postseason is with MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball. Enjoy live look-ins, highlights, replays, the reviews of replays, scores, and more. Get MLB.com at bat now. Back around to the top of the order. The Rays came out swinging tonight. They have 3 hits, no runs. Sizemore takes strike 1.
Well, they've had the right approach of Severino. They just have not been able to cash in. That has not been a problem for the Rays lately, but overall, you don't want that to rear its ugly head.
Up the right side, that ball down the line and foul. Out of play, 0-2.
You know, it used to be that you would catch it and then make the call. Did you see what I just did? Now you're catching it while making the call, while already on the call.
There you go.
2 things you got to have at a baseball game: a glove and your phone.
Yep, I guess that's true today.
I mean, do you remember when I was growing up, you had a phone, and it was in the kitchen, and it had a cord that was like 14 feet long,
Yeah.
and that's it. That's all you had.
And if you had a portable phone, it was the size of a brick.
You're right.
Ooh, and Sizemore not happy. Called out on strikes.
I'm with Grady. You know, the first pitch of the at-bat looked to be off the plate, okay, but look where McCann is set up. Well, the first and the third.
Yep. Yeah, that's a throwback to the National League Maddox-Glavine era.
Exploited well by those gentlemen.
Yep.
Yeah, I would be a little heated if I was Grady, too.
Daniel Nava, that's a strike. Severino ahead of Nava. One ball, 2 strikes. Back of third, foul. Fly ball back into center field. Ellsbury with a lot of room out there. 2 outs. Evan Longoria. Timeless moment brought to you by Coors Banquet. 2 home runs in that final game. Number 200 and 201. Struck against the Baltimore Orioles. Here's the first Ray to get to 200 home runs, and the first and only to this point third baseman at this point in his career to have 200 home runs and 250 doubles. Behind Severino, 0-2.
You know, and it's funny, too, because, you know, Evan said, he was asked about those home runs. He said, you know, I'm sure it's something I'll reflect on down the road, and it's certainly a great accomplishment. But at this point in my career, all I want to do is win championships, get a ring.
He's out on strikes. Severino picks up his second strikeout of the inning. 2-0 New York. Brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places. By Outback Steakhouse Curbside Takeaway. By Morgan Auto Group. And by Circle K with all your snacking needs. Two to nothing New York with an early lead on a home run by Alex Rodriguez in the second inning. In the third, Jake Odorizzi will face Stephen Drew to lead off. He's hitting ninth and has been on quite a tear for the Yankees. One strike to count. 17 home runs for Drew, hitting just .211, but those 17 home runs as second basemen go these days, that's a lot. Tap by the mound, and on the first base side of second is Asdrubal Cabrera, the shortstop, to throw him out. One gone. Back to the top of the order.
You know, the difference now, I think, and it may be different for Jake Odorizzi because he's had a long history this season of not getting run support from his teammates, but the way that the team has been swinging the bats, an early 2-run deficit, not overwhelming, not like it was. But again, Jake Odorizzi has the worst run support in the American League, so he may be going, oh, here we go again.
Isn't that amazing how something like that will follow a pitcher through an entire season? You know, sometimes you'd say, okay, you're matched up in the rotation, you're going to face their best pitcher, but by this time of the year, forget the rotation because you're facing all kinds of other starters.
Oh, yeah.
And it's still the same way for him.
Oh, and then you get a guy like, well, Drew Hutchison in Toronto, and here with the Yankees, Nathan Eovaldi.
Yeah.
And they're getting more runs than they know what to do with. I mean, every game that they pitch, you can give up 5 or 6 and still win by a couple.
2-2 now to Ellsbury. Still 2-2.
You know, and for a pitcher, you tell yourself, hey, listen, I have absolutely no control over that. That's just something that I cannot control. They're the highest right there that you see. I mean, Drew Hutchison, 8.31 runs of support when he's on the mound.
And a swing and a miss. Ellsbury's out on strikes. That'll be number 4 in the game for Odorizzi.
Well, how many of them have been on that elevated fastball? A lot of these left-handed hitters, they see it, they want to swing at it, they cannot get to it, and they just don't stop swinging at it. That's the thing. You can continue to go to that well.
Well, I think his last 3 have been on that fastball up. Now he faces Brett Gardner. He lifts it into left toward the line. Sizemore coming on for it. 1, 2, 3. Go the Yankees in the 3rd. We go to the 4th. 2-0 New York. In tonight's game and all season long, Tires Plus donates $100 to the Pediatric Cancer Foundation for every Tampa Bay Rays home run televised on Sun Sports. John Jaso takes the pitch down. The Rays had a couple of opportunities in the first couple innings. Then a 1-2-3 third, including 2 strikeouts, 3 in the game for Severino. It's 1-1 to count now on Jaso. A ball, 2 strikes.
Well, and it certainly looks to be like that pitch on the outer edge and even off the plate is getting called consistently here tonight by Joe West.
It's Headley alone on the left side, and he takes care of that ground ball. 1 away. Well, brings up Logan Forsythe.
Have you taken to writing in the result before he even swings the bat? Like you put him down for a double here?
Yeah, well, he had a single, so time for an extra base hit. 1 strike to count. The red hot Logan Forsythe. behind in the count. Logan out of the Baltimore series, 9 out of 10. Inside. A ball and 2 strikes. And right now, as he stands in, he's been on base 14 of his last 16 plate appearances. 2-2.
Well, it's been at bats like this where he's fallen behind. Sometimes he attacks early. But I think pitch recognition for Logan Forsythe, boy, it's been as good as it can be.
And a cut and a miss. Out on strikes. Got him on the slider. Or maybe the change. It could have been a change.
Well, that you talk about pitch recognition and how difficult it is.
Yep.
It's tough to even figure out.
There it is. So here's Asdrubal Cabrera. He pops it into shallow left. That's going to fall for a base hit. Gardner with the pickup. And Cabrera is aboard with a 2-out base hit. And let's check in with Todd. Todd?
All right, Dwayne, some good news on the front of Steven Souza Jr. He took batting practice today for the first time on a baseball field, had been hitting in a cage. All went well. In fact, he said it went better than expected, hit a few out of the park. Souza was injured on that pitch that hit him on the hand and fractured a bone, and he is now going to head to Durham. In fact, he's on a flight right now heading to play with the Durham Bulls. He'll be there till Monday. That's when their season ends. At that point, he'll either join the Rays in Detroit or he'll head into Charlotte and Port Charlotte, Florida to play with the Charlotte Stone Crabs in their playoff series. But we should see Souza Jr. within a week, guys.
Well, that's good news for Souza and for the club to get the power bat available again.
Do you think the guys down in Port Charlotte are rooting for Souza to just not quite be ready on Monday so he can go help them win that championship?
It'd be nice to pop in there and
what a ringer.
Pop 1 or 2 and then, run up to Detroit for the last couple games. 2-0 the count on Loney. Rays facing Luis Severino, just 21 years old, out of the Dominican Republic. Two and one.
Dwayne, you and I talked about this in between innings. If Severino gets that changeup going, I mean, look out. That was the pitch that he got Logan Forsythe with. We talked about Logan Forsythe and his pitch recognition. Even he had trouble with that pitch. Same thing he got Evan Longoria with. Just got Loney to swing and miss right there at 1. That pitch is nasty.
Yeah, and especially to the right-handed hitter.
Ooh.
And a close look there by Loney for ball 3.
You know what it does is to the righty and the lefty, when they're swinging that 86, 88 mile an hour changeup, and then you do go back to the fastball, it makes that 95 mile an hour fastball look 97, 98. I mean, it helps out in a lot of different ways.
Yeah, there's ball 4. The Rays get a couple of runners with 2 outs.
Well, and it's time to cash in. They've had enough opportunities that you need to play to run here, at least 1.
Well, the Rays left a man at third in the first inning. They left men at first and second in the second, and now men at first and second in the 4th inning. Kevin Kiermaier. Strike. Kevin walked, working the count full in the second, and then grabbed the base on balls. 1-1. Ooh, big cut and a foul ball on the fastball.
Kevin Kiermaier has seen 2 fastballs in his 2 at-bats now. And you can see by the swing right there, he's not getting off of it. That's why they continue to throw him off speed, that thinking in mind. But this is where you start to think about that changeup coming into play once again with 2 strikes.
A little ground ball. Gregorius up with it, and it's throw to first in time. Rays leave 2 more men. We go to the bottom of the 4th. They trail 2-0. Epic meals, epic deals. By Grow Financial, don't go through life, grow through life. And by Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. Rays in New York. Bottom of the 4th inning. And here is Carlos Beltran to lead it off. 1 ball, no strikes. Beltran sent a fly ball to the warning track toward right center. Caught by Kiermaier in the first. It's now 1-1.
He's having a nice year, and he's been on a heck of a run since the trading deadline. Kind of highlighted that in the pregame show. Hitting over 360, over 420 from the right side.
And he takes ball 2 upstairs. Well, he's coming off a nice road trip for sure. Hit over 390 on their last road trip. And this lineup has been tough top to bottom, and recently very tough down near the bottom.
And when you can spread the production up and down your lineup, you know how difficult it is to face those types of teams. You know, if it's concentrated with, you don't let this little group beat you. But
yeah,
boy, when it's
there's no pitch around.
None.
Big cut right there. So a strikeout for Odorizzi, his 5th.
I mean, memo to Yankees hitters, especially you lefties. He's going heater above the zone or at the top of the zone, they just cannot get to it. That's been such an effective pitch for Odorizzi, and he's using it well here tonight.
Brian McCann, his nemesis. Odorizzi walked him the first time, and he scored on the Alex Rodriguez home run. Starts him with ball one this time. 10 for 16, 2 home runs. And this one, look out, Tony Pena.
Not as quick as he used to be. You know, bad enough as a first base coach when those balls get hit at you and you get hit. But then in true baseball fashion, not only like I said, does the leg not feel real good, but the guys on the bench are giving you a hard time. So you get hit in the ankle, you're already angry about that, and then they're reminding you just how much of a tool you are.
Two and two.
So listen, a baseball clubhouse and a dugout.
Yep.
The camaraderie. It's a tough crowd. It's a tough crowd.
A 2-2 count now on McCann. And he's all the way out with him again. This is the 5th full count he's had on a Yankee hitter tonight. And a long one to right. That one is well out of here. Over the bullpen. McCann continues his mastery over Odorizzi and makes it 3-0.
Two things at play here. Number one, Brian McCann sees Jake Odorizzi very well, and then watch the location of the pitch. Jake's elevated fastball has been good tonight, and that's not elevated. Down and out over, right into the wheelhouse of Brian McCann. And how often does it work out that way? Not only does a guy hit you well, but you end up throwing pitches right where he wants them.
Alex Rodriguez takes the ball. You know, that's the old reverse psychology. I don't want to throw one here. Uh-oh, I just did.
It's the Brer Rabbit in the briar patch.
Yeah.
No, don't throw it there. Throw it over here.
Fly ball into left. Sizemore is there to catch this one, and Rodriguez is the second out.
You know, that there is something to that too, because you'll get a lot of pitching coaches that, you know, when they go out to visit a pitcher on the mound, most of the time it's because the pitcher's under duress, and you got to stay positive. So you don't go out there and say, hey, listen, I don't want you to do this. No, you tell them what you want them to do and what's going to work. Mm-hmm. The moment you start with don't do this, well,
yeah, you're done.
You did, like you said, it happens.
Greg Bird takes the pitch down. 1 ball, no strikes. One and one. It's like, don't give him anything good to hit. Well, the first thing you start thinking about, all the places that are really good for him to hit it. I mean, you plant that seed now. Where does he not want me to throw it? Oh, there. Now you've identified the worst place you want to throw a pitch.
And your mechanics, more times than not, take you right there.
Yep.
Oh, boy, now
in your mind.
Don't give him anything good. Yeah. That's the one mistake that you will hear out on the mound more than anything else.
Yeah.
Now listen, this guy here is dangerous. Don't. Oh well.
Yeah.
I must just walk him.
Yeah.
Just let me intentionally walk him because it's over.
And here's another full count. Bird went 3-2 and struck out on a changeup in the second. 3-2, again here in the 4th inning. And he takes that one in there for a strike. Inning is over, but a home run by Brian McCann. 3-0 New York. This is the Geico great moment in history on this date in 1993 when Jim Abbott no-hit the Cleveland Indians at Yankee Stadium, beat them 4-0, and became the first Yankee pitcher in a decade to throw a no-hitter. Finished the game with 5 walks, 3 strikeouts. He also threw 15 ground ball outs in 119 pitches.
You talk as if you were there.
I tell you, that was special for him.
Were those the soothing sounds of Dwayne Stats on that call? I think they were.
They were the sounds. I'm not sure if they were soothing.
I was nodding off, so I think they were. How about, go ahead.
No, that was because it was Jim Abbott and how special he was. It was a special moment indeed. I've been blessed to call 9 no-hitters, and that one, and maybe Nolan Ryan's 5th no-hitter, top of the list for sure.
You could tell you went to a crescendo at the end. You could tell. I haven't heard that voice out of you very often. Very exciting. I was listening to that game.
And you were just a mere lad.
I was. How about Carlos Baerga?
Yeah.
Hitting left-handed against Jim. You know, 'cause he was a switch hitter.
Mm-hmm.
And yet off Jim Abbott, you see him from the left side.
Yeah. That was a regular occurrence. Foul ball by Aaron Sebia.
It was funny because they were showing it here on the Jumbotron, and I said, Dwayne, I go, is that you? And so we started talking about it, and I remember that the last ground ball of the game was hit the other way. And knowing that it was Baerga, I'm assuming, because he's hitting right-handed, he hit the ground ball to second base.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, it was short.
Randy Velarde playing shortstop. Back of the bag, long throw from Headley to first. And Aaron Sebia is the first out in the 5th inning.
You know, trying to keep that leadoff man off base, going to the line, then got to make the throw, and it's right on the money.
Mark Connor was a pitching coach then, and he told Abbott, he goes, this time out, he said, keep the ball away from him and throw a few more breaking balls. It worked out pretty well. It's Chris Young out in left, taking over there here in the 5th inning, and he handles that fly ball off the bat of Grady Sizemore.
You know, when I went to Arizona in that expansion draft, Mark Connor was the pitching coach out there.
Yeah.
Loved working with him.
Yeah.
He was one of the good ones.
Yeah. Good pitching coach, a good guy.
Yeah.
And if you get those combinations, very likable. And he could teach me how to pitch, but you just knew from interacting with him, a good communicator.
A tireless worker.
Yep.
Kind of reminds you of the way that Jim Hickey is. It's not just during the game. I mean, he's always thinking of ways to make guys better, put in tons of hours. And a lot of it, most of it, is never seen. You get an occasional visit to the mound as a pitching coach.
Yeah.
That's it. All of your work is done behind the scenes.
Yeah, he's looking for ways to give a pitcher an edge. And we've seen that applied to individual pitchers and to a staff at large here. And that's a big part of the success that the Rays have had in the last few years. Popped into shallow left, and that's Gregorius, the shortstop, handling that one. Rays are 3 up, 3 down in the 5th. Through 4.5, New York 3, Rays nothing. The bottom of the 5th. Tomorrow's starters presented by Chevron, and back with the team, Matt Moore. He'll be on the hill tomorrow. And Nathan Eovaldi will pitch for New York with that record of 14-2. To the bottom of the 5th, Chase Headley about to step in, and the Rays shift their defense on the infield. Cabrera to the first base side of second. Pitch is high.
Nothing gets through. Nothing. And Evan, good luck to you over there on the left side.
Yep, and stay about even with the bag, maybe.
If you want to charge, that's totally optional. It's up to you.
Yep. It's 1-1. Two balls and a strike. How about Odorizzi through 4 innings? He had faced 15 hitters. He'd had 6 full counts and still had made only 65 pitches through 4 innings. That's tough to do.
Yeah, I mean, really tough to do. It keeps him right on line with his season average of pitches per inning, but with all those full counts, that means there's a lot of early action elsewhere.
Yeah, he's averaged just a smidgen over 16 pitches per inning, and that's down from 18 last year.
Well, when you look at Jake Odorizzi, he wanted to pitch deeper into games. He came in with a little bit more strength, and then he took walks, strikeouts, hits, home runs per 9, took them all down. Just became more efficient, and the pitches went down.
There's another 3-2 pitch, and it's popped up. Loney nearing the stands. Now he'll have to readjust. Did a little circular route on that one and came back to make the catch.
Well, Magellan, he was not. But the bottom line is you make the catch. That ball was hit so high. I mean, you're following it. All of a sudden, the wind above the stadium.
Yeah, well, that's practically an around the world. So, you know,
wanted to
circumnavigated that area.
Circumvent the stands. Circumvent.
D. Gregorius takes a strike. Well, Gregorius coming in at his average up over 270. He was down in the 230s for the longest and struggled even more than that early. 2 strikes the count on him.
And usually you don't see this type of growth as a player during the course of a season. Maybe you make that jump from one season to the next, but he looked so overmatched at the plate and in the field early in the season. It's scary to think what he's doing now. Yeah, I guess, you know, coming over, having to get comfortable, replacing Derek Jeter, playing shortstop for the New York Yankees when no one else had for, I don't know, a couple decades.
Yep. And on their last road trip, he was 14 out of 24. That's .583. Shoots it into right. Nava's there. 2 gone. 2 up, 2 down. And Stephen Drew, he is the 9th placed hitter in Joe Girardi's lineup. First pitch strike. Well, New York with a 4-game lead in the wild card race over Texas. Texas, the number 2 team, coming in a game and a half up on Minnesota, 3.5 on the Angels, and 4.5 up on the Rays. Cleveland 6, Baltimore 6.5. So the Rays, it seems that every night they're at a critical stage. I mean, every day in this situation. The loss in Baltimore was very difficult and makes it more and more of a challenge for this team to climb over the teams in front of them. Hopper on the left side. Longoria was alone over there, and he makes the catch in shallow left. 1, 2, 3 they go. We head into the 6th. 3-0 New York. Alex Rodriguez opened the scoring in this game after a walk to Brian McCann. That came in the second inning. His 27th home run of the year. And then McCann, who has been such a problem for Odorizzi, went to 3-2 and drove the fastball out of here to make it 3-0. Luis Severino settling in through the front 5. 4 strikeouts. Rays had some base runners, 4 hits and a couple walks, but no runs, and we go to the 6th inning. Evan Longoria hits one deep to left, and that baby's fair and gone. Home run for Evan Longoria down the left field line, and the Rays are on the board. Longoria's 18th home run of the year. And it's now a 3-1 ball game.
Well, looking to ambush, and he got a hanger. That was supposed to be a slider down and away, and it just spun middle in. Speeds up the bat of Evan Longoria and speeds up that ball getting out of here.
High def highlight presented by H.H. Gregg. So Evan Longoria, who's had great success here at the new Yankee Stadium, adds a home run to the list, and the Rays are on the board.
And sometimes when you hit a pitch like that, you'll ask you, what was it? What'd you hit? And you won't even know. It was such a bad slider, you're not really sure. You just know you hammered.
Chopped to the right side by Jaso. Stephen Drew throws him out. Well, that's the 18th home run of the year for Longoria, and the 14th home run he's hit here at the new Yankee Stadium. Puts him 1 behind Jose Bautista for the most home runs hit by a visiting player here at the stadium. That might have been what they were talking about right then. I'm trying to identify the pitch.
You know what? And Evan, if you read his lips, he said, I think it was a hanging spinner. And he's right. But that's the thing. You throw it, you don't know. Your eyes bug out, the bat gets thrown, and all of a sudden, someone's chasing it down deep into left field. But I think that's exactly what was that pitch.
Forsythe fouls one out of play. Puts him down 0-2 in the count. Logan lifts it into right. Beltran is there for this one. So that is the second out. Take a look at that home run swing and the pitch.
Look where McCann is set up. Outer half. Look at that, just spinning sideways. A backup slider. We'll send a note down. You hit a backup slider. See, a lot of times those pitches work.
Yeah, you talk about pitchers, boy, if you could only perfect that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the trick. 1-0 the count on Cabrera. Cabrera dropped a base hit into left in the 4th. Rays about hit New York 5-2. They trail 3-1. Cabrera took a cut there. He's out in front. So it's now 2-1. Three balls and a strike to count to Asdrubal Cabrera. Chop foul. And the count is full. Another chopper in front of Rocco Baldelli. So we'll see another 3-2 pitch. We're in the 6th. That's as deep as Severino has pitched into a game this year. He had one outing of 5 innings and then 4 consecutive 6-inning starts. 2 outs into the 6th of this one. And ball 4. Cabrera draws a walk. So the Rays have drawn 3 walks. They have 5 hits, and they will get the tying run to the plate. And James Loney here in the 6th inning. So Loney, who saw him in the 2nd, singled, saw him in the 4th and walked, and now he sees him for the 3rd time.
And he's going to go for it. You know how James Loney will pick a spot to try to turn and burn? This will be the at-bat. 2 outs, a home run would tie it. Short porch and right. You're going to see some big swings here from Loney.
There's ball 1. Fastball in. Down and in this time. A 2-ball, no strike count. And a little ground ball off the mitt of Bird. Everybody's going to be safe.
On a check swing, you get blessed with that right there. I'm sure that James Loney, he's behind in the count, or actually up in the count, 2-0, and I think he gets a changeup here. And he's like, oh no, oh, you got to be kidding me. And look at that. What a break.
So 6 hits now. That one a scratch hit, an infield hit, and it gets Kiermaier to the plate. So the Rays with Kevin up there now again. He drew a walk in the 2nd, grounded to short in the 4th with men at 1st and 2nd. Now 1st and 2nd, 2 outs in the 6th inning. It's foul right back into the screen. Position Shreve up in the bullpen. It's out of play the other way. So just that quickly, Kiermaier's behind in the count, 2 strikes. Rays have had men on base in every inning except the 3rd and again in the 5th. And a cut and a miss. Kiermaier strikes out on the fastball. Rays get a run on the home run off the bat of Evan Longoria, and they trail 3-1. coming up from New York. Reminder, Rays fans, every Friday, Flashback Rays Day, brought to you by Jeep. Submit the best vintage photo of yourself by using the hashtag #FlashbackRays. We'll select the best photo and feature it in the actually the post-game show. Post-game is the only one you get. You don't get the pregame, only the post-game.
Unless you're wearing the fake throwback jersey, which I kind of like.
Yeah. And then that could span the era of time, past, present, maybe future.
Oh, look at this.
It would get you in the pre and the post-game.
And you've got the fake throwback with the real throwback. If striped shirt guy would sit down.
Well, Chris Young up here, he's now in left field. Gardner moved over to play center when Jacoby Ellsbury left the game with an upset stomach.
And you're not making that up. That was the actual announcement. I mean, you've got to come up with something stronger. Why not just say he left the game with a tummy ache? I mean, really.
1-2, and Young pops it up. That's Longoria in foul territory.
I mean, you may want to throw in another term that maybe has the word projectile in it. I mean, you've got to go down a road that is a little stronger than upset stomach.
Yeah, because that opens you up for all kinds of abuse.
I mean, truly.
Yeah.
Just
you got to protect the guy.
You got to, because that does not look good. I'm telling you, that's akin to tummy ache.
Brett Gardner takes a strike. So Gardner has been in center field since the 5th inning when Young was inserted into the game. One and one. Rizzi so far living with a couple of mistake pitches, a 2-run homer by Alex Rodriguez and a home run by Brian McCann. A strike, 2-2. Well, the Blue Jays are home against Baltimore, and the Orioles have a 5-2 lead. You tell me that Chris Davis has hit a second home run in that game.
Yeah, he's very back at it.
And here's another full count run by Odorizzi. So it's 5-2 Baltimore. They're in the top of the 6th at Toronto. The Indians now lead Detroit 6-0. That's in the bottom of the 5th at Detroit. Ground ball. Forsythe takes care of that. 2 up and 2 down. So the bases are empty for Carlos Beltran. You can follow the Rays on Snapchat for exclusive daily clips of batting practice, watch parties, games, and a lot more. Follow Rays on Snapchat. Carlos Beltran, 1 ball, no strikes to him. Two and 0. Two and 1. High popper off the bat of Beltran. Short center, and Kiermaier waits to make the catch. 1-2-3, go the Yankees. On to the 7th, 3-1 New York. Blow it, mahalo. By National Car Rental. Go National. Go like a pro. And by your Gulf Coast Honda dealers. Our aerial coverage provided by DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you gotta get DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV. Well, all of a sudden, it's getting late here. 7th inning, and the Rays are down 3-1. Facing Luis Severino through the front 6. He's given up a run and 6 hits. J.P. Arancibia going after that first fastball and fouls it back. Strike 1.
An uncharted territory for Severino. I mean, his outings, first one was 5 innings. The next 4 have all been 6. Now pitching into the 7th.
Ground ball to third. Headley's throw to first in time. 1 out in the 7th. You know, he had made 87 pitches through 6 in the last couple 6-inning stints. The last one he made 107 pitches and 104 the time before that. 87 tonight.
And overall, not surprising based on the fact that the Rays were out attacking early. I mean, that was their game plan. We saw it. I mean, just coming out, first fastball you see, you start taking a rip. And so you would think that a guy could keep the pitch count down. And so far he has.
Sizemore on the ground right side. A nice play, but Drew couldn't find it once he got there. Made a nice play to get there, but could not hang on to it. And Sizemore is aboard.
Boy, maybe that's the break that the Rays need. This looked like it was going to be 2 up, 2 down. And Drew, nice job. Then drop, couldn't find it. Then was late.
It's going to go as a base hit for Sizemore. And the Rays have a man at first with 1 out, and that's going to be it for Severino. with one out, and that spells the end of the evening for the 21-year-old right-hander Luis Severino.
Well, we saw a little bit of everything from Severino. We saw him at times dominant. We saw him pitch out of some jams. The Rays were able to put some base runners on against him. There was a big one there, getting Kiermaier to climb the ladder on a fastball in the mid-90s. But maybe the Rays have a break here as Severino leaves, giving up that 7th hit on what very well easily could have been the second out of the inning. And he will give way to Justin Wilson, who's on for the 62nd time.
Yeah, more than anybody else among left-handers in the American League. So he's been a big part of their bullpen, and Brandon Guyer pinch hits against him.
So he's like the left-handed Steve Geltz.
That's it. So you're surprised that he's not in every game.
I think they are too.
Guyer misses the fastball, strike one. Brandon, since the beginning of August, is hitting .369. And still trying to catch up. On base percentage over 4.5 in that stretch.
Well, and this coincides with the Rays offensively. You know, you look at the team since August the 1st, they're averaging 4.6 runs a game in that time frame. So they have been swinging the bats much better.
One ball, 2 strikes.
The downside is, since the beginning of August for the Rays, they're 15 and 14. And that's because the pitching has not been as good, and the defense.
Yep.
They've just about double the number of errors as the opponents since August the 1st.
And when you've got a pitching staff that's going through a tough time, that just doubles the trouble.
I mean, think about it. So you've been asking for the first 4 months of the season. You were praying for more offense. All of a sudden you get it in a big way, and then pitching and defense, staples of this organization, start to go south. I guess that's why you hover right around 500.
It's a pretty good analysis. Still 1-2 here on Guyer. Well, you know, we've talked about it. It's remarkable that the Rays have not been 4 games under 500 this year, and the only other 3 teams that can say that are the Yankees, along with the Royals and the Astros. But there hasn't been much movement the other way either. So you keep hoping for a run of wins and hope that you don't run out of time. And that's why Kevin Cash talking about how he would utilize the bullpen, be on alert, because it's almost playoff type baseball now, the mentality, because every game, every pitch now means something if you're going to stay alive. So down in the count, Guyer is battling Wilson, fouling off yet another pitch.
And he's starting to get close to timing that fastball up. If Wilson makes a mistake with it, you could see Brandon Guyer tearing into one. He's seen a steady diet of them, and he's been able to start to foul him off. The swings have gotten a little bit better.
And he checked on a pitch low. 2-2. DJ Rayburn on the call down there.
Let's take a look. 91 below the zone. Did not go.
Now the count is full. Snap throw to first that hopped in. And the count on Geyer is 3-2. Into right field. Beltran will go back just to the track to make the catch on that one. So it turned out to be an extended at bat. 10 pitches. And Geyer's retired.
And anytime you see a ball hit with some authority heading out to right field, you have hope.
Yes. Yep. It's cozy out there. And sometimes there's a little breeze to help it.
Sounds like a good place to take a nap. Or hit a homer.
Yep. Preferably hit the homer first, yeah. Then take a nap. Here's Evan Longoria, who did hit a home run in the 6th inning. He's 1 for 3. Down the left field line. He's coming off a 2-homer night Wednesday in Baltimore.
How about another one? Chris Davis has done it. Why not Evan Longoria? Going to get the fastball.
Well, he likes the stadium for that. That's a strike. 1-1. Ball, 2 strikes. We're talking about all the production the Rays have had in August, and with that, they're still 28th in the major leagues in runs scored per game. They're averaging 3.80 runs per game.
And that's the worst mark in the American League.
A 1-2 count. Evan fouls it back. And a cut at the fastball. And there's the date of demarcation in regard to run production. The Rays have averaged a full run more after August 1st.
Yeah, I mean, what a turnaround. What a turnaround. And that's got to continue, and the Rays need to go back to pitching at an elite level to have a shot.
Fly ball lifted into center. Gardner is there waiting. And the Rays are out in the 7th. They leave a man. Middle of the 7th, 3-1 New York. take a look at our game summary brought to you by Gold and Diamond Source. The Rays a run on 7 hits. The Yankees 3 runs on just 2 hits. Home runs by Alex Rodriguez and Brian McCann. Evan Longoria hit one for the Rays to account for their run. Jake Odorizzi ready to start the bottom of the 7th inning. 93 pitches through 6.
Just 2 mistakes. You know, this deep into a game, Jake Odorizzi, 2 mistakes. Both were hit for home runs and have led to 3 runs for the Yankees. That's been it. Outside of that, Jake has been on point. And once again, no run support from his teammates. 1 so far.
Saw Brandon Guyer pinch hit. He stays on to play right field in the place of Daniel Nava. Well, it's going to be Brian McCann to lead off the bottom of the 7th. So this matchup, which so often has gone McCann's way, we'll have another episode here in the bottom of the 7th inning. McCann is now 11 of 17 with 3 home runs against Odorizzi. Pitch is low. The 3-2 pitch out in the 4th inning.
Well, a fastball meant to be in ends up down and out over right into the swing path of Brian McCann.
Two ball, no strike count. Three balls, no strikes. Action in the Rays bullpen. McCann looks at strike 1, 3-1. Andy Romero throwing in the bullpen. And he's on base again. He's reached all 3 times. 2 walks and a home run. Leadoff man aboard. Let's check in with Todd Callis.
All right, Dwayne, we have a final start for Blake Snell's minor league season, and what a year it was. He allows 2 earned runs tonight. This was the only one of his 9 starts at the AAA level where he allowed more than a run. If he wins tonight, the Bulls are winning. He ends up 15-4 with a 1.41 ERA. He's already been voted by the fans of the USA Today poll as the minor league player of the year. Will the Rays see him in September? Not sure yet, guys. Back to you.
Thank you. Here's Alex Rodriguez swinging and missing. Rodriguez hit the 2-run home run after McCann walked in the 2nd inning. Here we are in the 7th. Betances up in the bullpen now for New York. Oh, 2. Count remains 0-2. Baltimore batting in the top of the 7th at Toronto. That's a 6-2 ball game. Baltimore leading. Houston leads Minnesota 3-0 in the top of the 4th in Houston. Swing and a miss. They get Alex Rodriguez on strikes.
Boy, that was a great changeup by Odorizzi. Watch this thing just take off and dive bomb right underneath the swing, moving down and in on Rodriguez. Wasn't very happy about it.
1 on, 1 out. Here's Bird.
Angry Bird.
That's a strike at the knees. Bird struck out swinging at a changeup in the second, was caught looking in the fourth. And misses this one. The Odorizzi fastball runs the count to 0-2.
I would throw it 3 or 4 more times. There's no way that he can get to it, and there's no way that he's going to take 4 in a row for a walk. I just keep pumping it up there. There's a couple of guys in this lineup you can do it if you execute.
It's popped foul. So we'll do it again on 0-2. Bird made his major league debut in the middle of August on August 13th. A ball, 2 strikes. He had hit 12 home runs in the minor leagues this year between AA and AAA. 3 home runs with the Yankees now, and the count is 2-2. Long one to right. That one is out of here. Bird hits a 2-run home run, and it's 5-0.
Well, they abandoned that heater up, went with the changeup, and it wouldn't have been a bad call if the changeup gets below the zone. But that just hangs. That's about thigh high, middle, and it's right into the swing. That uppercut swing, that ball coming right off that bat and out of here.
Yankees have 3 hits. They've all been home runs, and they have 5 runs. It's 5-1. Now a strike to Chase Headley. Last pitch, 94.
His best fastball of the night on the 109th pitch, and now 110. Those are angry pitches. That's angry velocity. Angry at Bird. Actually, not really. Angry at yourself for leaving that changeup where he did. You know, we talked about early in the game about the elevated fastball.
Yep.
And if a guy starts to, it looks like he can foul it off at least. Now you could take the changeup below the zone, but it's got to be below the zone. The right idea, the wrong execution.
So Odorizzi touched for 3 long ones tonight. The only hits he's allowed.
Yeah, I mean, outside of that, he's been very good. A couple of walks hurt. But to Brian McCann, that's almost better than anything else.
Yeah. Well, and McCann winds up scoring 3 of the runs. He walked, scored on the Rodriguez home run, homered in the 4th, and then walked and scored on the Bird home run in the 7th inning. And Headley out on strikes. 2 outs. So with 2 gone, Kevin Cash heads to the mound. That will be it for Jake Odorizzi. with 3 home runs. There's the first one in the second inning.
Well, just 3 mistake pitches by Odorizzi. Other than that, we saw the fastball up, very effective. We saw him throw a number of very good changeups to pick up strikeouts. But it's just amazing. A lot of times, 3 mistakes, they'll cost you maybe a double and a couple of singles. Tonight, it's 3 home runs, 2 of them coming after a walk. So you get 2 two-run shots and a solo shot, and that's how you get to those 5 runs. When other than that, Jake threw the ball much better than that line would indicate.
6 2/3, 8 strikeouts. Eddie Romero comes on to face Didi Gregorius. Gregorius 0 for 2 tonight. 1 ball, no strikes. Two and 0. Popper, right side, out from second base, inside the line is Forsythe. We go to the 8th. It's 5-1 New York.
Week from Saturday, this is going to be the giveaway item, a DJ Kitty plush window cling brought to you by Tradewinds Island Resorts. Put this thing in your car. All those DJ Kitty fans are going to love this. It'll be Saturday against the Red Sox. That is Saturday, September 12th. Call 888-FAN-RAYS or go to RaysBaseball.com and pick up your DJ Kitty plush window cling. Guys, back to you.
Yeah, just 2 homestands left. The Red Sox, Yankees, and Orioles on the next one, and then the final homestand of the year, the Marlins and the Blue Jays. Adam Warren will be the new pitcher, the 3rd of the night for New York. Severino works 6 1/3, Wilson 2/3, and Adam Warren comes on.
Well, he's done a little bit of everything. 14 starts, 37th appearance. Boy, a very versatile pitcher for Joe Girardi coming out of this Yankees bullpen, or like I said, the ability to start if need be.
And here is John Chaso. 3 ground ball outs tonight, 0 for 3. The pitch is a strike. One and one. This was the second time this year that Odorizzi had surrendered 3 home runs in a game. He gave up 3 to the Orioles in Baltimore on the last day of May. Delman Young hit 2 that day, and Manny Machado hit 1. And here Alex Rodriguez, Brian McCann, and Greg Bird have all homered. Jaso starts to go and checks. Jaso out on strikes. 1 gone. Here's what's coming up on Sunday's Rays Live, the pregame show presented by your Gulf Coast Honda dealers. Chris Archer will be on the hill, and we will hear from him. And Orestes will break down Didi Gregorius and explain how he has come on like a house of fire, lifting his average up over 270. Logan Forsythe lifts a fly ball to right. That's caught by Beltran. 2 up, 2 down in the 8th. Now as Asdrubal Cabrera. Cabrera has a single and a walk. Retired on a fly ball his first time. Strike 1.
Well, you go back earlier in the game, a couple opportunities they had off of Severino. A couple of them with 2 outs, but still, you had base runners out there. He had walked a few guys, sprinkling a couple of hits. It goes for naught, and here the Yankees with very little offense, 3 big swings, and right now comfortably ahead. That's a frustrating game thus far.
Yeah, they've had 2 walks, 3 hits, 5 runs. Nobody left on base.
How about that? It's actually more frustrating than what I described. you took me lower.
A ball, 2 strikes the count to Cabrera. Cabrera is out on strikes. 1, 2, 3, go the Rays. Bottom of the 8th coming, 5-1. Bring your Rays superfan to Tropicana Field Sunday, September 13th for a Rays Superhero Cape t-shirt presented by the Tampa Bay Times, available for youngsters 14 and under while supplies last. Call 888-FAN-RAYS or visit raysbaseball.com. First pitch in the bottom of the 8th inning. Stephen Drew takes it inside. A fastball, 95 for ball 1. It's a strike. It's 1-1. Rays are starting to see a bit more consistency from Romero recently, and that's what they've been looking for, because this arm is a great arm.
Dwayne, I literally, let's make this play first.
Cabrera handles that one.
I literally was going to say how anxious I was going to be to watch the continued development of Romero, because we've seen him a couple of different times, during the course of his brief major league career, and each time it seems that his command gets better, his poise gets better, and this is the best that we've seen him as far as commanding the fastball, which is his whole game. And we've seen the makings of a nice little slider that's more than just a show-me pitch.
Here's Young.
As he spikes the fastball into the dirt.
Well,
perfect.
No strikes, of course. But here's a little run he has going.
Walks.
Yep.
Okay. Let's stop talking about him. The 2 worst misses he's had in a week.
It always works out that way, it seems.
I mean, what I'll tell you, with what he's doing, with what Alex Colomé is doing.
Now you got the right track. I was just going to say, let's talk about Alex Colomé.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, these 2 young guys that you can start to envision. Colomé's already there at the back end, high leverage situations. No reason to think that Romero can't join him someday.
2-2 now on Young. Talking about Colomé, you got 2 strikes back. Now you're even in the count.
Now I'm going to leave it alone.
1 out, bases empty. We're in the bottom of the 8th. Oh, how about that for strike 3?
How about that for 98?
And we've seen that from time to time from him. You just hear this one go by. I'm not sure if you see it, but it sounds like a strike. Joe West agrees.
I mean, when a guy throws a 4-seam fastball at that kind of velocity, you hear that. I mean, that's what it sounds like. And then, of course, you hear the crack of the glove.
C.J. Riefenhauser up in the bullpen. There's a strike to Gardner. Oh, 2. Below in the bullpen. He just rejoined the team when they put Mark Teixeira on the disabled list today. And a chop by the mound. That's going to be a base hit. By the time Forsythe could redirect and get there, no play on the speedy Gardner.
Well, this chopper right here, if Eddie Romero cannot get to it, and even if he could, the play would be difficult. If he is not going to be able to, forget about it.
So, pitching change. Romero will depart, and we'll be back in a moment. of the night in the opening game of this series. Tomorrow on Fox Sports 1, beginning at 1 o'clock, you'll see Matt Moore against Nathan Eovaldi. Eovaldi 14-2, and Matt Moore just back from Durham, where he had a nice little run there.
Well, that'll be interesting to see what Matt Moore brings back. We saw him, his delivery really, it was not a repeatable delivery the first time we saw Matt Moore this year. That's why they send him down to iron that out. We saw the lines, they look good, and obviously the Rays as an organization are convinced that he can come back into form, because tomorrow is a very important game, especially if this one doesn't turn around.
C.J. Riefenhauser in the game. Beltran up here from the right side. Gardner, the runner at first. And a high fly ball back into the left field corner. That is a foul ball. Had the distance, but was foul.
Just a hair too early on the swing. The breaking ball, and Beltran just couldn't wait back long enough.
Riefenhauser back from Durham. He was in the group of 6, the first wave of recalls. 1-1. Riefenhauser grew up in this area, grew up a Yankee fan. Inside 2-1. He has faced the Yankees before, but all of that was at Tropicana Field. So he's pitching here at the new Yankee Stadium tonight. Pop right side, foul ball, carries out of play. It's 2-2. That will take care of Beltran as he went after that pitch. So he's out on strikes. 10 strikeouts for Rays pitching. Yankees lead 1. Rays come in to hit in the 9th. Down 5-1. 5 runs, 4 hits. They've left 1. The Rays have stranded 8. And in the 9th inning, they'll have James Loney to lead it off. Coming up on Rays Live, the postgame presented by Checkers. Rich Anarestes anchored the coverage from the studio. We'll hear the manager's postgame press conference. Kevin Cash and Todd Callis will have interviews from the clubhouse. Loney tonight has been on base all 3 times. A single, a walk, and a single again. An infield hit in the 6th. Here goes after the first pitch and pops it into short left. Young is there to make the catch. 1 pitch and 1 out. Kevin Kiermaier. Kiermaier shoots a base hit into center field on the first pitch. Well, the Rays have their 8th hit. Well, it's going to take some 9th inning explosions here for the Rays offense. Miller up, starting his process of getting loose.
Try to get it down in a hurry. Start swinging first
before
pitch.
He gets in.
Yeah.
It's a ball to Aaron Sebia. Adam Warren working here in the 9th in a 4-run game. Popped up, straight back. That's out of play. Now 1-1. Jake Odorizzi started for the Rays. 6 2/3. Romero an inning. Riefenhauser got a strikeout to end the 8th. Severino 6 1/3 for New York. Justin Wilson 2/3. Warren worked the 8th. And now on here in the 9th inning. Out of play to advance the count to 1-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. It's fouled out of play. Baltimore upping a lead to 10-2 in the bottom of the 8th. Blue Jays hitting. There's a liner, fair toward the corner, headed to third. Kiermaier, they'll wave him around. He's going to score on the double by Aaron Sebia, and the Rays make it a 3-run game. Aaron Sebia picking up his second double, driving in Kiermaier from first, and that gets Joe Girardi out of the dugout, headed to the mound.
And not going to waste any time. The Rays one more hitter away from bringing that tying run to the plate after the double by Aaron Sevilla, and the big left-hander coming in.
The left field corner that scored Kiermaier from first. It's 9 RBIs already for Aaron Sevilla. Exit Warren and Miller in the game.
Yeah. I mean, that hit right there puts a little scare into the Yankees. Rays inch closer, and so you've got to go to your closer.
Miller worked day before yesterday at Fenway against the Red Sox, 1 inning. Richie Schaefer hits in the place of Sizemore and fouls that pitch out of play. Strike 1. So Schaefer batting here in the place of Grady Sizemore. A couple of home runs among his 6 hits. Just the slider, and that's what he features, that fastball and that back foot slider.
Well, and he's so tall and he's so lanky and he's got that lower arm angle. You've got to be ready for the fastball with so much velocity, and then that slider is just, well, you just saw it. It's nasty.
And Schaefer is out on strikes, disposed of via the slider.
Well, he likes that fastball in on righties, and then all of a sudden, because you know that you've got to dial it up quick and get that front hip cleared, you start to go, and it's the slider, and you're right over the top of it.
2 outs, and here is Brandon Guyer. And he lifts it into short left. That's Young under it, and this game is over. A run for the Rays in the 9th, 2 hits, and a man left, and they drop the first game here in New York. It's a 5-2 final. Rays out-hit the Yankees 9-4, but dropped the first game. 5-4-0 with 1 left for New York, 2-9-0 with 9 left for the Rays. For Brian Anderson and the rest of our crew, Dwayne Stats, hope you've enjoyed the telecast. If not, the outcome. We'll be with you again on Sunday at 12:30 on Sun Sports for the wrap-up game of this series. Rays Live, the postgame presented by Checkers, comes your way next.